First thing is let's start with your last fight in Canada, right? You're set to face Tanya Niger, and then she pulled out last minute. What was it like flying across the ocean and then finding out this information? Because I feel like you found out when you landed, right?
No, it was just a little bit before, to be honest. It was like the last few days before I flew out, so I did know a few days in advance. But yeah, it was. I'm kind of used to it, you know. Quite a lot of my fights, I always end up with a last minute pullout. I'm not sure why, but um, yeah, it was a bit gutting because I trained the camp like to be honest, I hadn't really found much on her anyway, so I couldn't really research anything about her. But yeah, I mean, we just got on with it and did what we could with, we was lucky to get an opponent because an opportunity like that we didn't want to miss out on. So,
Yeah, definitely. And did you feel any like jet lag during the fight week?
um, no, to be honest, I coped with it quite well. Like I got my rest in when I needed to. The only thing I did feel was like I went to the gym to train, like because I got there a little bit early, so I had a few days to like get used to it and stuff. But when I was training, I was out of breath. I think the altitude was very different. So I'm glad I got to experience that a little bit because that was a bit strange. I felt like I was really unfit when I started training. I was panicking a bit, but I was fine when I got in the cage. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, and when you got in the cage, Simone Del Silva, she stepped in, right? And you guys slugged it out. You finished her in the second round, TKO. Were you satisfied with that performance?
Yeah, I was actually quite happy with it, to be honest. I got a bit of cage time. Obviously, I went into the second round, which I don't normally do, which was really good for me. I got to experience that, and yeah, I got to do a lot of groundwork, and I got a takedown, obviously, which I don't normally do. So I learned a lot from that fight, and I got a lot out of it. So I was really happy with how it went. Yeah.
Was there anything that you wanted to test out, in your skill set that you didn't get to in that fight?
Not really, no. I mean, the main things that I did want to test out was the groundwork, and maybe sometimes a bit take. I defend a lot because people always come to take me down, whereas I was able to pin her on the cage and take her down. So everything went really well for that fight. I was really happy with it.
That's good. And how did you enjoy your time in Canada? You stayed probably for a couple more days, right?
Yeah, we did. We were there a few days before, a few days after. So yeah, we had a good look around and everything. It was really nice, very different to here. So it was very cold over there as well, which was strange. But yeah, it was a really good experience. I enjoyed it over there, and I'm hoping to go back maybe August this year to fight again on that show. So I'm excited.
Okay. So you got some things lined up, right, for the future.
Yeah, I've got opportunities there if I want them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what the year's going to plan out like.
If I remember correctly, you got bonus money for finishing the fight, right? Was that the first time you've ever received bonus?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the first time I got a bonus. Yeah, and I think Did I get stoppage of the night or performance of the night or
Hmm.
something? So I was buzzing with that as well. Um, I mean, it wasn't 50 G's, but it was 5 G's. So we were so buzzing with it, and I was really happy. So yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, small steps, right? You work up to the 50 Gs.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to start somewhere. I mean, yeah, can't be expecting the 50 G's yet, can I?
Yeah, for sure. And now, March 26th, your next fight, UAE Warriors 28. Have you ever been to Abu Dhabi? Seems like now you're just flying all over the world, just fighting.
Yeah, I mean, I come back from Canada and then I got offered this fight. I was gonna have a little bit of a break, but I was like, no, I'll take it. It's not often you get to go places like that to fight, and it's hard enough to get opponents as it is. So yeah, I've never been to Abu Dhabi before, so I'm really. It's one of the places I've always wanted to go as well. So I'm excited to get over there and fight.
Definitely. And you said right when you got back, you got this fight, so that means you must have just jumped right into camp immediately. How was that?
Yeah, I mean, I got straight back on it straight away, which I'm kind of used to that because I always get back training straight away anyway. I'm often in the gym. I have a little holiday or something after camp, but um, I'm always in the gym. So yeah, I had a bit of a holiday in between this camp as well, which I probably shouldn't have done, but yeah, I mean, camp's been really good. The last few weeks of training, I've improved loads, and that's not often I say that, but I feel like I've made some big improvements this time. So I'm looking forward again to getting back in straight away and keeping busy.
Where do you think you've improved?
I've been working a lot on like my wrestling, my cage work, and my groundwork and stuff. So I think one of the main things that I really struggled with moving over to MMA was like the transition from the striking to the wrestling, that little middle gap that I really struggled with, and I feel like I'm closing the gap on that now, and I'm getting a lot better at it. So hopefully I can show that a little bit in this next fight and make some more improvements again. Yeah.
How long are your normal camps? Is it like 6 weeks or 4 weeks? What do you like to do in a camp lengthwise?
Yeah, I never really like. I mean, I hate that. Like I always say, I'm in camp, but to be honest, I'm training all the time anyway. It's just that the intensity steps up a little bit, and I'm expected to be in the gym at certain times every time. So, but as for like a camp, I never have like a 6 week or an 8 week. I just kind of train hard all year round, and I'm always ready. And I think that's why I take these fights all the time, because I'm always like, I don't go too heavy weight wise, so I never have to have a big cut or anything. And yeah, I'm just always like, I never let myself get too unfit. I'm just always ready to take them opportunities, because I think for females especially, it's difficult. You don't always get them. So I try and stay ready. Yeah.
Yeah, especially, with your background too, I mean, I don't think many girls are lining up to fight you. So you got this girl, Paula Cristina, she's undefeated as well. And she's pretty young, but there's not much tape on her. I haven't, like I like to go back and like check out like your fights and your opponent's
Yeah.
fights, but I couldn't find nothing on her. Like it was just, did you find anything? I want to know.
No, to be honest, I haven't really found much. I only knew her because she's actually fought the girl who I fought in Canada on my last fight and beat her as well. So I've seen the fight between them two. But as for like other fights, I don't know whether it's because the names are a little bit different. Like the Simone who I fought last time, I couldn't really find that much footage on her. But then when we looked into it, she was under another name. So I think sometimes that happens. So there probably is a little bit of footage on her, but just maybe a different last name or something like that. But I never really looked too much into them, so I'm just there to fight either way.
What do you think about the matchup though? Like skill for skill.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be really good. The fight that I saw on her, she was striking a lot, which is kind of where I've come from. So if the fight goes like that, I'm sure it'll be a good show for everyone. But yeah, I mean she went all 3 or 5 rounds with Simone, and I got the stoppage. So I still see myself coming with the win. I don't feel like she's too much of a threat to me, but we're both unbeaten, so it's going to be a really good matchup, I think.
Fighting somebody that's unbeaten is always fun, right? It's a little different because you get to take their, well, vice versa. They get to try to take your undefeated record.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot more pressure on it, isn't it? No one wants to give up that 0. So so there's definitely gonna be a big fight there for us. Yeah.
And a lot of times you see the women that compete over in Abu Dhabi, UAE Warriors, right? They kind of try to build them up. Have they talked to you about that, or is it just like you're just taking one fight at a time?
Yeah, I think at the moment we're just kind of taking it one fight at a time. We've had a few discussions about signing with different promotions and things, but I'm just not sure it's the right thing for me at the moment. Especially with COVID and stuff, being stuck to one show. If it doesn't end up running, then you've got to wait so long to fight again. And I just don't feel like right now is the right time to be stuck with anyone. I've just been to Canada, now I'm going to Abu Dhabi. I think I'd be really restricting myself if I was to sign with a certain promotion. So at the moment, the aim is just to get one fight deals in different places and see what that brings. Yeah.
So how do you see yourself winning this fight? Do you envision a certain way of finishing the fight?
I mean, I always see myself coming out with the win, but as for for how it goes, I'm not really too sure. But I'm expecting a tough fight, obviously. But I'm definitely going to come out with the win, probably a stoppage, I think.
Now, a couple other questions. What do you think of someone like Kayla Harrison? What she's doing with the PFL and how she's kind of like handling her career, making millions of dollars a year, but not fighting in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's on different paths, aren't they? I mean, some people are doing it for the money, some people are doing it because they want to be the best, and I suppose paths for everyone is like they change, look at Paige Van Zandt, she was in it for the fight and stuff, and then she makes so much money now that she's into all sorts. So I suppose it's just everyone's career is so different. I mean, I always say like my brother and my mum always say to me like, this isn't, you know, a hobby anymore. This is your career. You got to make some money. I have to get reminded sometimes. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll fight. I'll do this. I'll do that. But you know, I get reminded often that this is like my career now. It's not just a hobby about making money. So yeah, I mean, it's just personal preference, isn't it? And if it works well for her, then amazing.
The UFC today, they just announced that they're going to go back to Abu Dhabi on October 22nd, UFC 281. Would it be crazy to say that we could see you maybe debut on that card? You know what I mean? Get a couple more fights this year and then, you know, continue that undefeated streak. And then October, we might see you in the octagon.
I mean, I would never say no. Yeah, it could be a possibility for sure. Yeah. That was kind of like, you know, we talk about the UFC all the time, and we just want to try and get a few more like fights this year. But you know, it's difficult, and if the time's right, then by October, then definitely we'll take the opportunity. I think the plan for me was maybe to have this one last year, like you know, getting as much experience as I can, ready for that next level, really. For next year, but if it came by October, then we'd be ready to take that. Yeah,
for sure. And also, I saw this week that the UFC held some rights or something for a show in Liverpool or Manchester later this year too. Just it hasn't been announced. Just some rumors flying around. So, you know, that could be a possibility too. Who knows, right?
I mean, yeah, me and my brother were saying it'd be amazing if we could get it to Manchester, because that's where I'm from, and you know, like Paddy and Molly, they've got a big Liverpool following, so that whole card is going to be amazing for them. But if it was to come to Manchester, it'd be unreal as well. Yeah,
for sure. Well, before all of that, March 26th, UAE Warriors 28. Dakota, appreciate the time. Good luck on the rest of the camp, and all the best in the fight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.